Hi, my name is Morgan Barta. This is my EXS 455 lab video project. First up, we have the half-kneeling single-arm landmine press. Start in a lunge position. You want to have your elbow in line with your torso, not behind. You just want to have it just in front. And you want to make sure that you do not lose balance due to an imbalanced score. What you should do is have it arms track straight up and down, up and down, up and down. Here's something you don't want to do. You do not want to move your torso and extend it upward to generate momentum. That creates wobble, and it's also ineffective. Up next, we have the conventional deadlift. For here, you want to line up your feet under your shoulders, equal hand grips. We're doing an overhand grip in this demonstration. Line up so the bar is just in front of your shins, and lift up. The knees are tracking straight up and down. They're not moving in or out. And as soon as I'm at the top, I don't keep going back past the top. That's how you should perform it. Here's what we don't want to do. We do not want our knees to be bent inward. We also don't want the knees to be bent excessively outward, because that is not as efficient. It's also terrible for your knees. We should be when we line up, we should have a tight core and a straight back, as you will notice that I'm doing here. Straight back. The bar should track straight up and down, or as close to straight up and down as possible. And the hips and the shoulders should rise pretty much simultaneously. Here's an example of what not to do. For this, I did not go down, and my back was rounded. That's terrible for your back. Don't do that. Also, once you get to the top, don't keep going and excessively extend your spine. You might have good form, but don't bounce the bar off the ground to generate momentum, as that is improper form. Up next, we have the back squat. For this, knees tracking over the toes. Your feet should be just right around your shoulder width. You should have an equal grip on the bar, tight on your back, pulling your shoulders back a little bit so that the bar rests on your traps. But here's what not to do. You should not be splaying your knees outward excessively, and you should also not be letting your knees fall inward. Don't do it. So from the side view here, you see some of the more easily visible squat errors. Once, as always, have a tight core. One of the ones you might see is somebody bending perfect squat form right here. Shoulders and hips are going right up and down, and the heels are staying on the ground. These aren't tracking too far in front. But here's what I said not to do. You're bending over, letting the bar kind of crush you, or what that is called is a butt wink, where you drop down, but kind of flares out a little, then comes up. Then we have the barbell bent over row. For this, line up the same as the squat and deadlift. Feet under shoulders, tight core, same bar position being just in front of your shins. For this, we're going to do an underhand grip. And we're going to have our elbows just outside our legs and torso so that it will be tracked just around our torso when we lift up. We should have a slightly bent over position. We should not have our knees bending in like this. We should also not be throwing the bar up, because that defeats the purpose of the motion. Here we have a side view of the barbell bent over row. So again, same setup. We want the bar to track pretty straight up and down, up towards our belly button, and we should also keep the back straight throughout the duration of the lift. Deadlift up into position, slight bend at the knees and the hips, bar up into the belly button. Notice the straight back and tight core. What we should not do is throw the bar up like it's a curl. That's terrible form, defeats the purpose of the lift. If you need to fix this, you can just drop the weight. You should also not be deadlifting the bar up into your stomach, because that is poor form.